Hello, little readers. So, we are back with another Treetop Twin Adventures. The twin meets two Tyrannosaurs. As you very well know, it's written by Cressida Cowell. Here's the Treetop family, and these are the Tyrannosaurs too that we are going to read about today. So, let's begin our adventure. Let's look at the picture first. This is some river. We'll find out which one. And this is the treetop time machine. So, long ago, the sun shone down on the wild, wonderful world, and the volcanic swamps bubbled and steamed. The treetop family, the first ever to invent a time machine, have traveled back to the land of dinosaurs. In this adventure, the time machine has gone back 75 million years to the late Cretaceous period, to what is now known as the Red Deer River, Alberta in Canada. See, we found out the river. Which river it is now? It's the Red Deer River in Alberta, Canada. The treetop family were in canoes traveling down a river. Do you know what canoes are, little readers? Canoes are little boats shaped like this, and you can sit and row them like boats. There were turtles and many kinds of fish in the river, and lizards scuttling along the muddy banks. The river flowed through a vast floodplain that was filled with dinosaurs. Nervous hadrosaurs, slow ceratopsians, wandering through the grasses like gigantic frilled rhinoceros. See? We're here to study a dinosaur called a Gorgosaurus, called Professor Pablo, and it's very dangerous. So remember, you must not let your canoes go too close to the shore. We'll just photograph it from safety of the river. Keep up, kids. The big twins, Asha and Elfie, were paddling fast in a canoe behind their parents. But the little twins, Tulip and Ted, were arguing and falling behind. I want to go in front, said Tulip. You went in front last time, cried Ted. No, I didn't. And you're paddling too fast, complained Tulip. I am not, said Ted. It's you that is paddling too slow. Too fast, too slow, argued the twins, so cross with each other that they did not notice that their canoe was getting closer and closer to the shore. And as it got closer, it began to tip from side to side until splash! The canoe tipped and the twins fell in the water. Can you see? Get back in the boat as quick as you can, cried Professor Pablo in alarm. And he and Professor Penelope had rowed their boat ground and were paddling frantically to rescue. The twins grabbed hold of the upturned canoe, but they were so close to the shore now that they couldn't stop the boat from being swept onto the riverbank. With a sludgy swell, just as stomp, an enormous dinosaur appeared, bigger than a bus. It glared at the twins with its fierce little eyes and opened its mouth and gave a warning roar, showing all its teeth. A Gorgosaurus, whispered Asha anxiously, and she and Alfie rowed their canoe over as fast as they could. Luckily, Tulip and Ted didn't scare easily. Tulip opened her little mouth and roared back at the Gorgosaurus, showing all her teeth. And Ted charged up right up to it and waved the oar back and forth, yelling and jumping up and down. See? The oars they were rowing the canoe with, now they're waving at the Gorgosaurus, making himself look as big as possible. The Gorgosaurus, which had been about to leap, now paused uncertain. It had never seen creatures like this before, and it wasn't sure what to make of them. And then there was another great roar, a roar much louder than tulips, as over on the other riverbank there stormed another Tyrannosaur. It wasn't a Gorgosaurus though, it was a Daspletosaurus, said Asha, looking over her shoulder. The professor's canoe, Elfie and Asha's canoe were still a little distance away, although they were all rowing as fast as they could. The Gorgosaurus had just decided to go after the twins. They were rather noisy and were giving him it a headache. But at the sound of the Daspletosaurus roar, the Gorgosaurus jerked its head up and looked towards the other side of the river. Roar, it said in reply. Quick, said Ted, helping Tulip push the canoe back in the water. Ted pushed off from the shore, and the twins rowed away. As fast as possible, roar, roared the Daspletosaurus Tyrannosaur on the one side of the river. Roar, roared the Gorgosaurus Tyrannosaur on the other side. Like two little human twins arguing with each other, but a lot louder. Thank goodness, said Professor Penelope and Professor Pablo as Tulip and Ted's canoe reached the middle of the river. That was a close one. Come on, let's go home. The two Tyrannosaurs stopped roaring and they drank water from the river. And all the way back, Tulip and Ted took turns to sit in the front and the back of the canoe, and they didn't argue one bit. Maybe they'd learned their lesson. Nighttime in the land of dinosaurs, the distant volcanoes rumbled and steamed, but inside their treetop home, the treetop family were cozy and safe. Why are there two species of Tyrannosaurs in one territory? Asked Asha as her parents tugged her into bed. I thought that never happened. Don't they fight? Was that what all the roaring was about? We are not sure, said Professor Penelope. Maybe they do fight, but it could be that the Daspletosaurus, which is a bit stronger and heavier, goes after the armored prey like Ankylosaurus, and Gorgosaurus, which is lighter and faster, goes after the quicker Hadrosaurs, just like Ted and me. Taking it in turns, said Tulip sleepily. If even Tyrannosaurs can share, maybe we can too. I'll be the Gorgosaurus and you be the Daspletosaurus, said Ted. But I want to be the Gorgosaurus, said Tulip, sitting up. Professor Penelope gave the twins a look. Okay, said Ted quickly. You can be the Gorgosaurus tomorrow. So here are some real facts about dinosaurs. Daspletosaurus and Gorgosaurus. Daspletosaurus and Gorgosaurus are unusual example of two different Tyrannosaur species sharing the same territory. Gorgosaurus had longer legs and would have been able to chase faster prey. Daspletosaurus was heavier and stockier than the Gorgosaurus. So here we come to an end of another TreeTop Twins adventures. See you next time, little readers.